All right, let's get to our next guest of the evening, singer, songwriter, courtesy of Nashville Entertainment Weekly. I'm joined with Carrie Carlisle. She is with me right now. How's it going?
It's going really well. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for being on the show this evening. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you for having me.
So let's go ahead and get this interview going. So how did you get started in music? How did it start off for you?
I've been doing music pretty much my whole life. I started singing when I was about maybe 3, 4, maybe younger. I honestly don't know. I don't remember life without singing or doing something involved with music. I was going to be a music teacher for a while, but, to make a long story short, I found out that teaching really wasn't for me. And I realized, I've always done music. That's like my life. That's my passion. That's what God's given me as a gift. And that's what I love to do. So the rest is history.
So, with you doing music throughout your whole life, obviously, was
Mhm.
there anyone out there that influenced you or inspired you as far as a musician, whether it's singing or songwriting? Who do you consider some of your influence or influences out there in music?
Oh yeah, several. I've grown up with a lot of different genres, but I mainly grew up with country music. So my main influences, have been like Reba McEntire, Dolly Parton, a lot of the '90s country music stars like Shania Twain, Garth Brooks, Toby Keith, George Strait. So yeah, I've grown up listening to them, and oh man, I love it.
Okay, you got some variety of acts out there, especially women. Reba, she's a legend,
Mm.
no doubt about that.
Yes.
Shania Twain, um, I mean, that's literally a country music artist name in my opinion. That's especially the Twain part. It's that is
Yes, absolutely.
it felt like it. I feel like her it just didn't feel like if she did other genre. That name was meant for her to do country music. That's just me though.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Um,
I never thought about it, but yeah, that makes total sense.
yeah, that literally sounds like a country artist name just based on Twain
Mhm.
alone. Um, George
Yes.
Strait, that's old school. You
Yes.
so 90s country music that was quite the one. They had.
Yes.
And it was just literally traditional country. I mean,
Yes.
obviously, music has changed and evolved throughout the years. But
Mhm.
every now and then, young folks want to be like, "Oh, I love today's music," and sometimes you gotta get in their ear and say, "The '90s was pretty
Oh
cool
yeah.
too." You may want to listen to them. Um, So yeah, '90s was
Yeah.
cool. '80s is incredible. But
Mhm.
music changed like anything else in life.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Early 2000s is good too. I like the early 2000s stuff.
2000s, yeah, start off the millennium and such. Yeah, so
Yes.
yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah. Um, so I see you have so as you point out, you done music for a while. But you did
Yes.
debut. Well, this was actually your introduction to the platforms. Hope for America is your song that's put out
Mhm.
on the platforms. Tell us the story behind this particular song as far as writing it and just what was it like and what it felt like for you to have this as your first song on the platforms. Just give us a rundown on this how the song got put together.
Yeah, sure. So, I do not write music. That's definitely a gift, and I'll be honest with you, I envy the people that can just come up with an idea and write that song at 3:30 in the morning, and you know, unfortunately, that's not me. And so, I was looking through, a list of songs. I was sent tons of demos, and none of them were for me. Like you just I always tell people, you just know when that one song, or that few songs, you're like, yeah, this is it. But to make a long story short, um, I met a guy named Steve Wiggins through a mutual connection, and he graciously, he's very kind. He said, I have an album that came out years ago, and you can pick 3 songs, and one of them was Hope for America. And I personally don't think that this song could have come to me at a better time. After everything that's been going on, in the country, I feel like this is perfect. It gives everybody hope, and it's so relatable. And oh man, it was just, I have to be honest, it was a blessing to be able to record it, and I'm just so excited for people to hear it.
So everybody can check out the track Hope for America by Carrie Carlisle. That is available on all the platforms. Look up Carrie Carlisle on your platforms, your preference of platforms, and it's in there. I played the song earlier, about less than an hour ago. So I got home from hanging out with friends like 15 minutes before showtime, and I said, "Ooh, let's play Hope for America," because I was hoping I'd get home in time to do this show, and thank goodness I got there. I got home safe and sound, obviously.
Good.
So, with this song being out, with this being your first song on the platforms, what's been the reaction from fellow musicians or fans, listeners? What's the reaction you'll be getting from this song?
Yeah, sure. So I've been getting a lot of really positive feedback from, family and friends, and everybody who seems to have heard it so far absolutely loved it. And they'll say, they would say similar things like what I just told you, just, with everything going on in the country right now, it was a perfect time for that song to be cut. And it's great. And I've gotten wonderful feedback, and everybody's asking, when's your next, what's next? Do you have any more music? And it's been really great. One of my professors here over at Trevecca asked to play it, and he seemed to like it. So it's been a very, very positive so far.
Very, very positive. There's likes, and then there's that other type of like that. Okay, it's gonna grow on you. Eventually, people just have feelings about music, and sometimes it takes a couple of spins. Take a couple of listens, and then maybe it'll grow on you. But as you said, the timing of this song came out at a good time with everything that we've dealt with in this country. But that's the beauty of music, is that every now and then you get that one song that makes people think, that just give you that sense of pride per se, and helps you through trying times and difficult times. And while we make progress, there's still a lot of more work to be done. And sometimes, songs like Hope for America is a reminder like, hey, we all going through some things, but, we're trying. We're trying to, get through and pull through. It's a very uplifting song for you to put out. And, I enjoy the record. I enjoy the song.
Oh, thank you.
It's an
Thank
incredible record. Check out Hope for America by Carrie Carlisle. It's available on all the platforms. So, as and you point out, people want to know what's next for Carrie Carlisle. What's next as far as more music? What is next for Carrie Carlisle? As far as the remainder of this year, maybe the coming weeks and months. When can we expect more music from Carrie Carlisle?
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, I honestly am not too sure of the exact date, but I have another single that's going to be released. I actually have two more singles that are going to be released. Excuse me. I have two more singles that are going to actually be released, but they're going to be like one at a time. So maybe, I want to say maybe Christmas time. One will be released, and then maybe a couple months later, like around maybe January, February, maybe March, the other one will be released. So that's really exciting. And what's happening within the next few months? So I'm getting an internship over. I'm trying to get an internship over at one of the record labels here in Nashville, and try to get exposure and trying to learn more about the business side of things. Because regardless of what happens to my career, I still want to be involved in the music industry, because to me it's fascinating, and that's like my goal. And I'm really excited. I'm about to graduate college. I graduate in May, and I guess we'll see what happens. That's about it. I'm hoping to perform a few places, maybe downtown, because I just got situated a week ago. So maybe like when I find my schedule and everything and work out a couple more just small details, I'd really like to start performing again, especially now that that things are slowly but surely getting back to normal. And I just want, as long as I'm in town, I want to do as much as I possibly can.
That's good to hear. Live music is back up and running. Cases are getting back up in pretty much all the states, but just everybody out there, please be safe. Whatever it is that you're doing, just we'll get through this together. But it's going to take all of us to do that. But at least hearing live music again is good, and seeing people's faces instead of just being through Zoom, and Skype and Facebook, family, friends, and such. So yeah, that's encouraging as well. So you are represented by an amazing PR by the name of Nashville Entertainment Weekly. Shout out to Jill and TJ for their hard work promoting artists like yourself. How did you and Nashville Entertainment Weekly got together? They reach out to you, you reach out to them. Give us a story behind how y'all two got together.
Yeah, sure. So, basically, to make, kind of a long story short, I had a senior recital back in March, and this was before TJ. And before that, I had a family friend who knew TJ and said, you really need to get his contact information. He can help expose you as an artist and everything. And I was, I was kind of hesitant, because like I just didn't know exactly what that meant, or you know what I mean. And then so basically, I did that senior recital, and I just knew that this was the path I needed to go down. I needed to go down the path of, being a musician and performing, and like this is what I'm meant to do. And I knew that it was a very surreal moment. And so finally, my family and I contacted TJ, and we've been with him since, I want to say late March, early April. So, and everything's gone pretty well. So I'm real excited to see what comes next, and they've just been absolutely wonderful.
One thing about Jill and TJ is that when they invest in you, they are going to do their part to get the word out on their artists. I'll be on Facebook every day, like so many of us, and I scroll down my timeline and I see a Nashville Entertainment Weekly post every single day. They really put their hearts out to promoting these artists like yourselves, and being an independent artist like yourself is definitely important to get that help, that word of mouth per se. So they do their part, and just getting that support, obviously from fans, family members is cool. But then you get that support from the PR, that's going to get a lot of attention too. So props to TJ and Jill. Shout out to everyone in Nashville Entertainment Weekly. I see you are on social media as well. You are on Facebook, and you are also on Instagram, I believe, under Carrie Carlisle. And that's spelled
Carrie Carlisle Music is my Instagram.
And then Carrie is spelled Carrie.
Yes.
So go follow her on both sites, and she'll keep you posted as to when those new music will be coming. Stay tuned in the upcoming shows as well. Carrie, it was great having you on the show. Thank you so much for your time. I look forward to hearing the new music later this year and early next year as well. And again, thank you for your time. Appreciate you, and best of success goes out to you.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Great chatting with you. You enjoy the rest of your holiday weekend and be safe.